Yo, what's up, guys? I hope you are going to enjoy the video for today. It'll be for your viewing pleasure, a little bit of knowledge, stuff like that. Go over some new products, but without any further ado, let's roll that smooth bean intro. Woo! Yo, Crypto Nation and mining family, what's going on, guys? What's going on? So like I said, I was going to be going over some new product. I have one that I can show off real quick, guys. Bam. Beautiful desk mat that Anonymous Mining got me because he's awesome like that. Got rid of my sad little square that I had over here. That you might have called a mouse pad when it was new. Wore out its welcome on this desk. So he went to dogelord.com. Don't delay, buy today. Got this awesome mat. It's got a rubber back on there, stitched edge. So hopefully the ink will wear off of this thing before the edges, like my other one, peeled up. So awesome. This thing is slick. The gaming surface wise, it's got a nice feel on the mouse. It's not, doesn't like rub your wrist raw or anything like that. So, like it. I have to say, I do appreciate it. To have a quality gaming mat, and I've actually got desk real estate to be able to put it on here. Yo. So, how are all of you awesome people? I see we got Jason the Tiger Osborne. What's going on? He's like, yes, I made it on time. FA. Yes, it is. It is FA that you made it here on time. So, going to be going, like I said, I'm going to be going over a new product that, some newer product that came out that was brought to my attention through some of you awesome mining community people. So, one of those things is these. So we have thermal pads, but these are I will fucking butcher this. It's like, I think it's Gelid or Gelid. I have no idea. Gelid, man. So Gelid, I have no idea. So these are actually pretty interesting. They come, I was able to find them from a 0.5 millimeter all the way up to 3 millimeter. And different pricing on there, but these are 15 watts per meter Kelvin. I know that there's one that came out, it's like supposed to be 18 watts per meter Kelvin, and I was like, but it only comes in one flavor, which is 2 millimeter. Now, on a lot of these newer GPUs, that's pretty much, it'll be fine. But if you got like older GPUs or something like that, you're gonna want some thinner ones, or like these new the newer 30 series NVIDIA GPUs. They've got oddball fucking thermal pads on there. Oh, we're gonna put onto the back plate a 1.8 millimeter. It's like, bro. They don't make a 0.25 millimeter, and they don't make a 0.8 or 0.9 thermal pad. So what the fuck? You got these, you're running these custom thermal pads instead of something that somebody could buy off the shelf and actually service their GPU properly. So be playing around with some, like I said, some newer stuff here. So, like I said, I've got different flavors from, I'm out of order here. So 0.5, half a millimeter, 1 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter, and 2 millimeter. I got a couple of different ones. I'm figuring that these flavors should be pretty good since they are 15 watts per meter Kelvin. These are better than any of the thermal pads I currently have left in my inventory, which isn't much. And then Thermal Grizzly. This is the Cryonaut Extreme. It is non-conductive. Supposed to perform very, very well. So I bought myself a whole tub of it. I like thermal. I mean, I'll be honest. I like Thermal Grizzly's paste, or the MX4. Depends on which GPU solution I'm going after. I find that the Thermal Grizzly paste performs pretty decent for the newer generation GPUs. So I will be utilizing this. Comes with some spreader spatulas, all that good stuff, guys. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to tear down my EVGA. Hey, what's going on, Golden Wolf? Thank you. Sharing some love. My tax return was the best I have ever had. Rock on, man. Thank you. Oh, finally got your Bluetooth headset working again. Nice. That's what's up. Oh, yes. I did hear about that, that the hacker released 18 gigabytes worth of data from the NVIDIA hack. I did hear about that. We'll have to see what goes on with that. I mean, if it's enough for them to make an LHR unlock, then I'll be really ecstatic on there, because it looks like, from what a lot of people have tested on so far, is that LHR unlock was nothing but malware. And if NVIDIA came across it, it might have been the unlock. That's the person that might be the one that hacked NVIDIA. I don't know. NVIDIA's like, oh shit, there's an LHR unlock, check it out. And they did a system dump on themselves. It's like, you idiots. You should have ran it on a virtual machine of some sort. Something, right? All right, so let's go ahead and, I haven't even turned off my 3090 rig that I have going on, which has my EVGA 3090 XE3 non-Ultra. It's just a regular XE3. And it also has my Kingpin 3090 with my 6800 XT. So they're still chugging along. They're still mining. The problem that I actually have with the my EVGA 3090, the XE3, and allow me to show this to you. So, as you see here, the number, the bottom one right down here, if you're looking at where it actually lists out the GPU. So the bottom EVGA, that is the Kingpin. The top one is the XE3. And this XE3 used to mine at 121.2 megahash for 300 watts, 305 watts-ish. It would bounce around a little bit at the same overclock that I have it at right now. But the problem is that if you see the temperature here, it's at 64 Celsius. Now, don't worry about the fan showing as 0. Hive actually has an issue with reading my fucking fans on my 3090s. They fucking twinkle on and off at random, and they're like, oh, it's your risers. And I'm like, bro, I've got some baller fucking risers. And you want to see some baller risers? I'll do a video on the risers that I just got. I mean, this thing, my new risers have like a fucking landing strip worth of LEDs on there that it's constantly checking itself on the risers, 3.3 volt power rail, and data line. It's fucking kind of cool to watch it. It's like, and then the little buy one adapters have a little LEDs to make sure that it's showing that the buy one adapter's got power and it's got data going through it. It's fucking cool as shit. Bro, baller, dude. Another fucking 6600 XT. Yo. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. But guys, don't forget to smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Especially if you're new around here. I know the people in the chat. These are all OGs around here, which I always appreciate. All of you guys always been around. So I would turn my camera on in the mining room, but I have that doing time lapse on my 3D printer right now because I'm printing up something kind of cool. It's not mining related, but it's for my little four-legged fur babies here, for my little kitties. I'll tell you what it is. It's a little cat waterfall watering dish. So it's like, they get running water. So I'm like printing it all up with PETG. So there'll be a video coming up on this soon. I'm just released my first video for my my 3D printing adventures, basically. So I'm basically going to document what I'm doing, put in the time lapse. Took me a little while to get the time lapse to work. Kind of a little trial and errors, get on the camera to set up on there. Everything using Octolab. So, I mean, pretty cool stuff there. What's up, Goblin? What up? What up? So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to... Oh, God. I got to turn the miner off, dude. Oh, God. Makes me sick thinking about it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the miner off here, and pull the EVGA XE3 off. Get it up onto the workbench here. We're gonna go ahead and clean the thermal paste on there. Now I tried to do a little something over the weekend to try to get temperatures to come down, but obviously the pads that I have don't have a high enough threshold of temperature, so I'm gonna put something a little better on there. Either that, I might have gotten my thicknesses just a little off, which I think one of my issues is that I didn't have enough to replace one of the thermal pad strips, so I left the stock on there and it's hard, so I'm not getting a good squeeze on the graphics card to the cooler, and I think that's messing up my cooling with the good pads that I did have on there. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna strip everything that I just put on there off of it over the weekend, which is fine. Whatever. I really want to test out these. Let's see how if the Gilid thermal pads are as good as what people try to hype them up. We're gonna put them on the torture test of a 3090 XE3, which is the smaller of the EVGA 3090s. So it's got the smaller thermal cooler on there. It's only a dual 8-pin. Still, I can get it to hit 350 watts. So the cooler's got to be able to dissipate 350 watts worth of BTUs to going through it. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna go grab that card. I'm gonna turn this off. Turn the rig off. Right, and now. So it is. I have just currently sent the command to turn this bad boy off. It'll take it a second because it's got to go through the internet and then come all the way back here. Hey, then it errored on me. Hey, why are you erroring on me? I've been having this argument with Hive as lately, where their gateways do not like me right now. Can't remember their other gateways. Damn it. How's it been stupid? Just let me into my account so I can tell my rig to turn off here. No, this page is not helpful. Like 502 bad gateway. It's like they're everything about Hive ever since all the war going on with Ukraine and Russia. Man, fucking Hive sucks trying to connect in with lately. I don't know if any of you guys are having that issue, but I am. And I don't remember the other gateways. I know they got like 4 other ways of getting into their stuff. Let me pull up their Discord and see if I can find it in their notes and in their Discord. They've got to have it in their Discord because they were having like DDoSing problems for a while there too. All right. Oh, here we go. Hive on. Sources. How about some pinned messages? No. Got farm. Full web stuff. Come on, they took it down, really? Farm. Cat. Even when I go in through their own links, it's not working. Ah! Alright, well, their shit's not working right now. Yay! Now I can get into their website. I'm on there. Even their pool side works just fine. Like everything on their pool operating just fine. But if you go onto their to try to log in, it's like woo. But I don't I'm not sure. I think they might be in the Ukraine. They might be like Ukraine, Russia area. I know that. They're out that way. But yeah, definitely getting a 502 error. So yeah, I can't get into the mining side of it. So it shouldn't make any difference about me turning the rig off manually. I just hate having to turn it off manually like that. Golden's like, yeah, GUI is down. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna power off that rig. I'm gonna walk in there armed with an Allen wrench, so I can take this GPU off the rig, and we're gonna play doctor to it. I'm gonna go do that right now, guys. Hold tight. Woo! Hot potato. Wow. Woo! This thing is warm. Warmer than normal. And I had a fan blowing on the backside of this thing, and it was still fucking getting up there. Wow. So it definitely was not happy with my thermal solution on here. So we're going to hope that I can fix that real quick here. So we're going to put on some of the good stuff on there. Hopefully this is the good stuff right here. And we are going to get this going right now. Oh yeah, the red lipstick. So, I mean, the fans are running fine on there, and they spool up. The fins aren't clogged up in any way, but man, this thing's got terrible fucking thermals on it. Fucking terrible. So let's go ahead and fix this. I hope you guys like this view I have on here. So we're going to go ahead and clear up a little work area. Put these pads over here. Put these ones over here. Kind of organize stuff just a little bit around here. Makes life much easier. All right, so pull out my little screwdriver here. I think it was this one. Yeah. So this one has a few different screws that are on there to hold everything together. So you have anything that's holding on to the back plate is either going to the rear I/O shield, or it's actually attaching through the PCB into the cooler. So all the screws on the backside on this back plate have to come up. This is the EVGA XE3 non-ultra. So we're going to go ahead and start removing screws here. Now, all the screws on the back here are all the same. Man, I just pulled this directly right off the rig, man. It is warm. I will tell you that right now. And then there's a screw here. There's usually a sticker right here. And then the screw down here. I believe these are also the same. Yes. So these are also the same. And then here, they have a nut on one side, and then it's just a screw. So I was able to just stick my finger right up onto kind of use my finger to hold onto the nut, and then just screw it off. I didn't the very first time I never had to get any tools. You may experience as always are different, but I was able to just kind of grab it with my one finger, just pressing up on it. But I have thick, calloused man hands. Dun dun dun, manly hands. Damn. So, first time you pull this apart, if you have one of these, usually they're pretty well stuck. And mine isn't, more because I've pulled it apart a few times. This is like the third time I've pulled it apart. As you see, I've got my own thermal pads on here, but they just aren't working out. They just are not happy. And I got them where there are a couple of different layers, but these are the Arctic Silver. I mean, not Arctic Silver. I mean, the Arctic thermal pads. Now, I never had a problem with them on the 10 series. I've used a bunch of these. But it seems like for this card, for whatever reason, it's like, yeah, the watts per meter Kelvin are not high enough, is what it really boils down to. So let me grab my microfiber that's right over here. And just running these a little bit, my thermal pads are already, you could see a little bit of an oil residue on it already. I mean, that's just how much hotter that these modules get versus what my pads were able to handle. Yes, the back plate is metal, and it's got little copper heat pipes in here to help bring heat away. Now, I don't like how they do it. I wish they would have like teed it and done like a double tree on here, and used a wider heat spread on there, but they're trying to use it to kind of wick it back a little bit further. But again, I think they could have done a little better, got more performance out of this back plate if they were going to go down this route. It's a great idea. I love it, but they should have made like a J going. Why is okay? Okay, that was weird. OBS decided that it was going to disconnect and reconnect. That's hilarious. All right, so now we're at the stage of, it's time to try to disconnect the PCB from the cooler. On this particular board, because this back plate here is on top of the PCB, it's easier to disconnect this. And to disconnect this is 3 little screws up into the front that are right above each one of the the display ports. So each display port has a single screw, and they're real short. They don't look like the rest. As you see, that screw is so small you can barely see it. Is it? Is my back? Oh my god. I'm not using a hub. OBS just shit itself, and I had to quickly turn the stream off, reboot. Sometimes OBS is a little annoying. And it's still doing it. It's still kind of doing it. This is not my fault. I have nothing to do with this. This is OBS shit itself on me, and I don't know if I gotta reset my whole computer or if it's gonna play nice with me. Let me double check here. I think I turned off my mining. Yes. I am not mining on this computer in any way, shape, or form. Without my consent, at least. Seems to be doing okay now. I'm hoping. Hey, what's going on, Crypto Whale? All right, here. It looks like OBS is being nice now. It's being okay. It's behaving. Do not anger the OBS gods. Do not. They will dictate to you if you're going to have a good stream or not. It's so far so good. I'm like, do not anger the OBS gods. Everybody talk nice about OBS. They're the greatest. They're the greatest. No, just kidding. I just like the software. It runs right when it runs. So hopefully there's no more issues. Hopefully no more. Let's see what a top view does. Yep. Let's see what that top view does. Boom. We're good. Oh, yes. No drop frames. No drop frames. No drop frames. No drop frames. It's like I'm not even using that much CPU. I'm using 17%, 18% CPU. That ain't shit. I've got a 3080 Ti. Fucking, this ain't shit. I shouldn't have problems. Alright, cool. Looks like we're back to normal. Good so far. Yep. So, let's get back to unscrewing these. So, where I got cut off here was that in order to get the PCB off, you got to take the spring-loaded system off, and then you've also got to take the rear I/O off. There's 3 screws right in front of right above the display ports to help take this off, and it just kind of helps us so you don't have to slide it in and out. This way you can just straight, slide it right on and off, plug everything in. It just makes life easier. And these screws are just so tiny. So tiny. Like, I should have, like, immaculate cooling on this, but for whatever reason, it doesn't want to give it to me. So, bam, like I said, you can take this off, put this off to the side. It makes the rest of this process way easier. Now, I tend to just do this in like a crisscross pattern, like you're putting a tire on or taking it off, and I slowly release tension off of this in a crisscross pattern. Just because I don't want it to go bling and do some damage on the PCB. So if I can get everything as close as I can to being off, just like that. Now this one is up. I've just released a lot of tension off of this. Bam. And you see how it kicks my hand. I mean, guys, look at that. I mean, let me get a close up view on this, but I mean, you can see how far this thing just flung my hand up. So, I mean, that's just how much force is being put onto this whole spring system. And now there's no more real tension on this. And it can only really go in two directions. So you've got this way or this way. It doesn't make a difference on which orientation you have. But it will not go in on this way because it's not long enough. So it will kind of tell you which way you need to put it in. So, but it doesn't matter which way you do it, though. And the first time you take this off, it's gonna be stuck down too pretty well. The original pads and the paste is pretty sticky. So I usually would end up sitting there just kind of walking my hand around. And just kind of slowly, just kind of lifting in places. And even now I could feel some of that resistance because I do have replacement pads, and then bam, just popped up just like that. So we're going to go ahead and unplug my 3 fans, and the 3 fans are color coordinated, which makes it nice. They're just like a little clip. You just press down on the clip itself, and then you can open it up like a sandwich. Let me go ahead and move this back plate out of my way. Give me a little bit more room so I can lay this flat. Now, the last connector here is for the RGB. You can choose to not plug that one back in. This one's not necessary. It's not going to stop your machine from not running at all. And then, like I said, we get a close up on this. The fan headers are color coordinated. I don't think it makes much of a difference really on which fan you put into where. They'll still spin. But I believe the middle one spins in a backwards orientation compared to the outer one. So keep that in mind. And I can see I got a good coverage on the die, but it looked like it might have smushed it just a little too much. So I might have Might have smushed it just a little too much. I might have had too much pad on here also, which was causing everything to stay. Oh man, I bet you I will just like a pinch too thick on here, which whenever the springs like push down, it like pushed down with a lot more force. Bet you that's what happened. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna redo this. I didn't have the right thicknesses, so I mean some of this is my bad. Shoot, I need to go get a paper towel. I'll be right back. All right. A lot harder to do. Get your thicknesses right if you're also stacking a lot of pads to get your thickness. And I think that's the other thing that I was fighting here. Is I did not have the right pads, and I was noticing a thermal issue. But some of it is that this is an original pad here over the VRM controller, and it is as hard as a rock. And I think some of this is also the issue I was having. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to take that off. I'm going to wipe this down now. All right. And I got a microfiber here that I'll give it a final wipe down. Yeah, I could try torque and get a hair less, but and I don't really torque them that tight though. I mean, that's the other thing, Crypto Whale. It's not like I gut wrench these things on. I don't think I put it on any tighter than what I took it off. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm usually pretty good with it. I've done a lot of GPUs. And usually when I have this issue, I notice it more if I've got pad thicknesses wrong. Considering I was stacking like three pads at a time, it could be what was like messing with me the most. Man, it makes a freaking mess all over these MOSFET controllers. Ugh. Sorry, guys. I need to get up on top of this so I can get it off my... All right, I'm just sitting here kind of fine-tuning my cleaning here. All right, cool. That back on. Cool. So, nice and clean now. In my quest of making sure what thermal pads I needed, I did remember that I did measure them. Like the backs were around about a 1.8, almost a 1.9. So we can call that 2 millimeter. I think I'm a little thicker than 2 millimeter on the back of whenever with the 3 pads that I had on there. I might have been pushing the limit on that, but that wouldn't have been so much of a problem. But it is if I am way off on the front. So I was just kind of using a hodgepodge and trying to measure off thermal pads and trying to guesstimate, oh, this looks like 2 millimeters. And yeah, so it'll be 2 millimeters on the memory modules. And 1 millimeter on the inductor coils here. So all on the LR22s, I'll put like a 1 millimeter pad here. On the VRM, I will put a because these ones measured out pretty damn thick. They measured out to be just about 2.5. I think it was like 2.3, 2.4 ish. So I'm gonna hit the same amount on these VRMs. But it's like, and I've got a gauge right here basically. So I will see which one looks more like this, and if it's just a pinch higher, I'm cool. But if it's lower, that's probably not a helpful thing. So we'll go like that. These will get a 1 millimeter. These will get 2 on all the modules here. And kind of go from there. So we'll start off. I'm going to take a look at what the 2 millimeter looks like on that, and how they want you to open this package up. Come on, 2 millimeters. Things are a pain to get out of here. All right, so my first look at this. Oh, wow, this is like way different. Wow. It's got this kind of cool little protective top layer on here. See, this already looks like it's... See, that's 2 millimeters. And it looks like... I almost want to sit there and get my measuring device here. Hold on. Let's pull out my calipers here. Try to hit it on an area where it hasn't been smushed. way wrong. Let me get it on a harder surface when I do this. Yeah. You know what? I could do it right on this, on here. That'll probably work way better. You hit it in an area where it hasn't been squished. So I got, it looks like a 2.89 on that spot that hasn't been squished. Maybe. Let me do it again. Been squished. The area that's been squished is 2.47. So I definitely would want 2.5 to cover the VRM control modules. So I've got 2 here, and over here I have a half. So we'll go 2.5 on this. All right, so I have my half here. I'm going to leave these together with their respective parts. So I need a strip approximately that big. So probably the easiest way to do this would be to lay this down, and I'm going to need 2 of these. That there, right? I just cut it like that. Yeah. I think I'll just cut it. That. Get my scissors. Make my little incisions there. So that cut, put this back down because I need 2 of these. Now the cut. Right. So this is definitely like a different kind of material for sure. Wow. Supposed to get 15 watts per meter Kelvin. Bam. Number 1 fits on there perfectly. All right. And this one should fit just fine too. All right, now I need, make sure I leave 2 with itself. So we'll leave both of the 2s over here. Guys, over here. Drink over here. What up, Crypto Dave? The density feels a little weird. It's like it feels thick. All right, so let me get a little. Let me zoom in just a pinch here. Let me turn my calipers off over here, so I don't drain the battery on it. All right, so now I got to cut. Half a millimeter here. Kind of just sit there and just kind of line this up real quick. Get an approximate here. Certainly comes with easier to peel front and back plastic. I do like that. Oh, this half a millimeter is a half a millimeter. Wow. They were not kidding when they said half a millimeter. Wow, this is the most accurate. That stuff is amazing. I'll say it, dude. I dig this stuff. Stuff's like way different. Scissors, please. Thank you. All right, cool. Half millimeter done. So I got 2.5 millimeters over the VRMs. We should be good there. If you're ever in doubt, you can always sit there and do some test fits, you know, kind of make sure your cables are kind of pushed out of the way. But you can sit there and test play stuff, feel how it connects on there. Board even. Wow. Okay. It's perfect, actually. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's so good that it actually and I'm lightly touching this, guys. Lightly touching. It actually stuck the thermal pads onto the cooler. It transferred. I had it over here, but the fitment, the screws are just dangling like so close to the to being bottomed out. So I think this is going to be a way better set. So moving right along. So like I said, over the coils here, the inductor coils, it should be 1 millimeter over this. At least that, but this stuff had that stupid like thermal putty over it. So I'm kind of guessing on that. This is not as necessary to make sure you cool, just so you know. These are just copper coils underneath here. Let me see if I can zoom in on this and focus. All right, so all of these and this and that are all just inductor coils. They're just basically copper coils wound up a whole bunch of times, okay? If you didn't cool these, you would not hurt anything. But they cool it just to kind of give them the best life possible. I mean, you don't want to overheat this stuff, considering that they did put them in so damn close they're touching. Yeah, they put that crap everywhere. You can kind of see it still in there. Let me see if I can. So you can see right in here, there's that thermal putty. I hate this shit with a passion, guys. Bam. It fucking gets everywhere. So, I did replace that initially with a 1 millimeter thermal pad. Never had a problem. So we're going to go back to that 1 millimeter thermal pad. Bam. We're going to put the good stuff on there this time. It is weird how they package this thing. It's like kind of like a plastic package. Come on out. Don't be shy now. Come on out of there. Don't be shy. So, we'll go ahead and get this into a position where I can make a quick little surgical incision here. Bam. We made ourselves a little surgical incision. Considering that this is a exact 1 millimeter, I should just need to make just 2 of these. Cover really nicely. And then this one will need to be a little longer. Bam, so we're good on this side. And this is almost like playing with putty. Almost. This is like the weirdest feeling thermal pad ever. It's so flexible. Damn. Weird. We're in business, guys. All right, so now I need to make it for this side. This side will be a little longer, of course. Get you lined up here, just so like that. Turn this thing out like that. And we'll get the line up. So let me gotta get my hand underneath here so I can hold it and size it up like that. Meter back over there. Bam. Just like that. Okay, so now we're going to get on to the memory modules here. Nice, nice. So we're going to go back to the 2mm to go onto the memory modules. Well, I hope I didn't cut that too crooked. So you're pretty. Hold on here. I might have cut the very end of this too crooked. And yep. I cut it just a little crooked right at the very end. That's fine, that's fine. This can now be the single memory module area. Okay. Salvaged, salvaged, salvaged. We're good, we're good. Game on. Game on, game on. We're good. That off the side here. That there. And just like that. 1mm down. Bet you I can use the rest of that on the back side over there. Fine. Just like that. This should have a little bit of squish on it too. All right, so I just need one for this side, and then I can put some of the caramel paste on it, and we're good to button this up. The side's almost a wrap. I'm gonna just garbage out of my way, makes life easy. Here. Right. Kind of hoping I just did that right. Perfect. You. There. And over there. All right. Look at that. They didn't have anything on that, which is kind of on a little bit of a surprising side. Nothing there. Nothing there. So there's a couple of inductors that they're still not worried about. So it looks like it's more the tightly clustered ones that they didn't like the temperatures on. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna help cool this down a little bit here. So from here, you just make sure that everything is been polished as well as you can get. And then from here, this is where some of your assembly starts coming together, guys. So now I'm going to use this Thermal Grizzly paste. I've never used it like this before, but I'm sure it's no different than utilizing it from the from the tube itself. So as you see, got that pink in color. So you see some of those YouTubers doing, oh yeah, look at this. Well, this is what they're using, guys. It's just thermal grizzly stuff. And I try not to make any real mess on there. You just kind of go in there, and it's like I said, this is non-conductive. I have no idea how much I need of this. As long as you get a light little coat over everything on this die set. Looks good to me, guys. Hey, baby. The Wi-Fi's home, guys. Yo. All right, so let's go ahead and get this bad boy back together, guys. So this is where you do everything in reverse. Let me get the pads out of my way, because now we get to move on to the back. So we're going to go ahead and start plugging it in. If you've got little fingers, this part's going to be the easiest thing you've ever done. If you're like me and I got big old fat fingers and I see a little lower spot here. All right, cool. So I like the coverage on that. Everything should smoosh over. I try not to let anything kind of connect together until I've plugged everything in. It will make life way easier. Yeah, if you wanted to, babe. Babe, could you turn the fan off in that window? That'll help warm everything up.
Oh,
I know. I'm telling you, that's what it is. That's blowing out. Thank you. You can't tell the wife just got home. I was just thinking it was starting to get a little chilly in the house because I've got it exhausting. And then she's like, yeah, I'm kind of cold. And I'm like, turn off that fan. All right. I have no idea how well I just smushed down. That is like the one thing you got to like kind of trust that you're smushing it right. Oh. Well, that was actually easier to go back together this time. I'm going to take a look at everything in it. Everything looks like it's contacting pretty decent, actually. And I go through and I'm just like, and I don't gorilla grip this thing tight. As soon as it bottoms out, I forget what the torque is on this, but it ain't much. That's torque. I like that. And I never tighten this thing really down. Never did. Take a look at all of that again. It looks like it's nice and smushed in there. So I'm hoping this looks a lot better, actually. I'll have to say that actually looks way better already. Before it was like kind of like you could see it in the board a little bit that it was like kind of deflecting a little bit, and this time it's like nice. I bet you just this alone helped out. Grab my scissors again. We're going to cut out the stuff for the back plate. We got memory modules back here too. Thank you, NVIDIA. Right. One. Then another right up here. Almost not even worth cutting it. I'm just gonna put it on there as is. Damn. That was easy. Nailed it. Oh man, it's just a little too narrow. Right at the end, it's just a pinch narrow. So what I'll do then, yeah, okay, think outside that box. That's another one right here that I can just lightly trim it, pull it apart. The back is beautifully modded. Bam! Just like that. Now, let's see how the back plate looks with it on there. Because that was another issue that I was noticing. Like my back plate bent. Ugh. Oh, way fucking better. Oh, wow. So much better. Holy cow. So good, it lifted the pads up. Oh, that's when you know you did a good job. I barely pressed on it, and it already set the pad. So now I'm going to put the I/O plate back on, guys. So I'll go ahead and put the initial couple of bolts that go into it. Screws with the nuts on them. Put those in and just kind of get these ones started. These are like going to be your hardest ones to start because you get the world's smallest little teeny tiny like jeweler's screw. Go through the back plate too. You have to go through the back plate too. So it has to go under the back plate and through it at the same time. Bastard. Like, don't you know how hard it is to do all of that at the same time? All right, now the added level of difficulty. Okay, dropped once. Dropped it twice. How many times I drop it here? All right, got it started. Oh, where's my other one? Okay, they're so small, it's so hard to see. This is the hardest one to put in with the little, because it gives you such a small little area to do this in. If you got dry hands, you're gonna hate yourself. Nope. That's attempt one. Oh, I got it. Woohoo! Once you got the front held in place, then you go in and put the 3 screws that were on the front side here in and set those before you set anything else. You want to make sure you're lined up properly on these. And again, these are like these are like jeweler's screws in here. Be easy with screwing all this down with especially the small stuff. Don't force any of it in. If it doesn't feel like it's going in, back it out. It is so easy to strip this stuff out. It is unreal. I haven't stripped any of them out or broken them, but I can just, I've done enough damage with cars, breaking them there, that I'm just kind of used to doing it here now. All right, now that we got the I/O secured in, these two are still loose. We're going to go ahead and drop in the rest of the screws here and get them all started. As long as they all get started, it'll make it a lot easier to secure everything down. And if you guys hear that through my microphone, I'm not sure, but the wife is beating her meat right now. She's beating it good. Got steaks going on over there. Beat that meat good, babe. All right. Now I'm going to start with the center two. I'm going to tighten these down now that I got them all started. Then I'll go through, and I always just kind of hold on to the backs here. I've never had to like grab a pair of pliers. You're not trying to get this tight, super tight, you know. Just tighten up to hold everything down. Back down. Hopefully, if I've did my homework right, this should be all I need to do. Should be able to just hook this up now, and my temperature should be beautiful. Sure, nothing's settled. I'm not trying to go for glory on it now. I'm just gonna give everything a little test squeeze here. Got a little squeeges. And I don't feel like I'm overly tight here. Nothing feels like it's bowed. Nothing looks bowed anymore. That was like a problem. Like in this section here, you'd actually see it just go. Whoop. I mean, it's a little exaggerated what I'm saying here, but you're able to see a slight little deflection in this area right after the screw right here, or right here, I mean. So from here to here, it kind of had like this little upslope here, and this was all because there's so much more screws back here. I saw the same little swoop up, but everything held down, and it kind of made everything flat again. And I've seen graphics cards where they had a little deflection, but this might have been too much. So hopefully now this is all better. So let's go ahead and give it the panda flick. Panda flick, yeah. So let's get this thing back up and hashing. So I'm gonna go over to the rig real quick and put this back on, and hopefully I can get in a Hive here, and I can show you this thing hashing wave. If Hive is having an issue still, we might be calling the video right here. Helps when I grab the tool to put it back together. All right. Hopefully I can get into my... I'm going here. Come on. It's in! Yay! Ooh, it's slow. Ooh, it is super slow. Hey, what's going on, Jay? What up, what up, what up? Oh, wow, it is slow. Okay, so it's showing it's logged back on, but it is being super slow. Looks like the GPUs are back, but it won't fucking get over there. Come on. Oh, we're almost there. Kind of there. It's kind of there. It's kind of. Loading error dead. Oh, we're starting to get better hash rate. I'm going to put this back to the way I used to have it, which gave me absolutely no issues. Nah. Oh, yeah. Yep, that'd be Cammy back there. Yep. Anytime. God, this fucking thing is being glitchier than all get out. Alright, well, I'll report to you guys later on it all. It looks like it's gonna be really slow. It's still like going through and going, data loading error, retrying, data loading error, retrying. Oh my god, it is fucking retarded. It won't let me overclock it to where I used to have it, but I'm getting more wattage. It's using more wattage now, so that's a plus in itself. Temperature on the chip is not the best, though. I might have to take this apart again. It looks like I got 55C on the chipset. And it should be, I mean, it's close enough to the window that it should be not doing it. So, it's using more wattage, though. But not fully to where I'd like it to be. It's weird. I am on older drivers, too. Wow, them are like way older drivers. I might have to update my drivers on this. Let me see if it'll even let me do that. Nope. I'm on 46091 drivers for my for my rig. I might need to update that just a little bit here. Wow, Dave, that sucks. They don't offer night classes anymore? That's some bullshit. I mean, depending on what field you're trying to get into, fuck them. You don't need that shit anyway. Depending on the field. I mean, if you're trying to be a doctor or a lawyer, yeah. But, you know, it's like if you're trying to get into a technical trade stuff, just get a job doing it. I went through college to be a auto mechanic, and I'm like, hindsight, I could have just gone to work. Learned just as much. A community college that's not offering night classes. Wow. Wow. That's some shit. That sucks, dude. Sorry to hear that. Clean some of this stuff up here. Got to kind of, you know, stay on top of your messes when you make them. Oop, I need to drop something. Ooh, I don't want you sticking to stuff. Don't stick to stuff you don't need to stick to. Thank you. No, I thought I just dropped it. I did. Just like bounced and kept on going. Hey, there it is. Bam. So I got all of that back together now. Nice and clean. Go ahead and clean up my mess over here. Trying to keep my desk as clean as I can lately. And sometimes whenever you're doing projects like this, it doesn't agree with you. Oh shit. Food zone, guys. So you guys got any other comments or questions before I head up out of here? I'll give you updates on my next video, guys, of how this thing decided to hash. It looks like it's hitting at 118.2 mega hash at 56C. I don't like the 55 to 56C, so it seems to settling in right there. But the interface with Hive is like janky. What? They are not being nice today. Oop, I just fucking brushed off. Didn't want to brush that off. I was trying to get little crummies out of my way. All right, guys. I'm making a mess here. I hope everybody enjoyed this. Pals, yeah, always got to stay frosty, guys. Always. Well, I mean, colleges get me onto a different rant. So colleges are where the centralization of colleges came from Germany. So it's basically colleges are a form of socialism. Um, and I'm not the only one that actually thinks of it this way. I've heard a bunch of other people reference um, colleges and stuff like that. That they're basically it's indoctrination camps is what you're going to. Unless you're doing a technical trade, it's like a technical trade. Maybe you might have a little bit of if it's like a technical trade college, and that's what it's set up for. But if it's just like a general community college and stuff like that, that the general community college, in my opinion, it depends on the field that you're going into. When I say this too, so take it with a grain of salt. But it's basically teaches you communism. It doesn't teach you, it's like, and this is more for the people who comes out of a college with, I didn't know what to do with my life, so I got a liberal arts degree. No. What you did was you got fucking communism, and you'll fit in really well with California. But in the real world, it's like what you learned was fucking useless, and you got taught that everything should be fucking fair and unicorns and fucking rainbows. Even with what I have, I went to school and I've got 3 associate's degrees, 7 specialization certificates, NATAF certified. I've got ASC master certifications. What was the first thing they asked me when I got out of college? How much experience in the field do I have? Where have I worked? They didn't give 2 shits that I had a college degree. They did not care. The only thing they cared about is have you wrenched before, and do you have your own tools? Same thing with, like, there's people who go to college to become a carpenter. It's like you go to a carpenter place, even at fucking union, they're gonna ask you, can you be on your feet for long hours? Can you bend over and work on your knees for long hours? Do you have a tape measure, a tool belt, and a hammer? College at that point was fucking useless. Now it's like I met some cool people while I was there, but did I get a whole lot out of it? No, there was a few classes that I was arguing with the teachers on, because even though I hadn't done, professionally been a mechanic, I still knew a lot about it because I'd been working on cars my whole life. So advanced diagnostic, I helped the instructor teach the class. Carburetor basics, I argued with the teacher that he didn't know what he was talking about. It's like, you obviously haven't touched a carburetor in the last fucking couple of decades. You've been on fuel injection too long. Get out of here with that. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about with a carburetor. It's like, get out of here with that. So, anybody else got any other comments or questions before I get up out of here? Yeah, vent after I'm done eating. Yeah. So, I figure I will do a late night gaming. I feel like gaming tonight, so I will eat, kick back with the Wi-Fi for a little bit, and later on tonight do some gaming. Maybe do some Cyberpunk 2077 or do some God of War. I'm feeling a little bit of Cyberpunk 2077. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So with that being said, guys, definitely smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you're new here and you'd like to hang out or got some questions, join the community. Discord link is down below. It's free, guys. It's free. So I will definitely see you all on the next one, guys. Yo, and like always, stay savage.